Today, what we're going to do is learn how to multiply fractions. You should receive a set of notes to help you, but you can also use this video at home. Probably multiplying fractions is the easier of the four different operations. So if we had the fraction 3/5 times 1/2, the rule is you're going to multiply the numerators together, so 3 times 1 is 3, and you're going to multiply the denominators together, 5 times 2, which equals 10. Your answer should always be in simplest form. And I'm looking here, there is no common factor between 3 and 10, so my answer is in final form. Let's do another problem. 2/7 times 3/5. Alright, so again, we're going to multiply the numerators together. 2 times 3, which is 6, and 7 times 5, which is 35. And there is not a common factor between the two, so my answer is in simplest form. Now, what would you do if your answer wasn't in simplest form? Let's take a problem like 2/4 times 1/5. You can do it two different ways. We can go ahead and do 2 times 1, which is 2, 4 times 5, which is 20. See if they have a common factor. Well, between 2 and 20, the common factor would be 2. So I'm going to divide both the top and bottom number by 2, and my answer is going to be 1/10. Now there is another way to do this. It's called canceling. And what canceling means, we're going to try to simplify some of the numbers before we multiply. So we're going to take the same problem, 2/4 times 1/5. We need to, in canceling, you need to find any numerator and denominator that have a common factor. It could be top and bottom, or it could be diagonal. For this one, I'm looking and I see that the number 2 is in the numerator, the number 4 is in the denominator. Those two have a common factor of 2. So I'm going to divide both the top and bottom number by 2. So what's 2 divided by 2? I'm going to cross that out and put my answer 1. What's 4 divided by 2? 2. So I'm going to cross out that 4 and put a 2. Now I'm going to multiply my new numbers. 1 times 1 equals 1. 2 times 5 equals 10. And as you see, we get the same answer. Up top, we multiplied and then we simplified. On the bottom, we simplified or canceled before we multiplied. Let's do another example. Let's take 4/5 times 3/8. Now, if we just go ahead and do it normal, multiply my numerators, I'm going to get 12/40. Now right away I can tell that I can reduce this fraction because 12 and 40 are even numbers. But let's see if I can find a larger number than 2 to divide by. I'm going to divide both the top and bottom numbers by 4. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. 40 divided by 4 is 10. And I cannot reduce that anymore, so 3/10 is my answer. I'm going to now go ahead and do it using canceling. So I'm going to rewrite my problem. 4/5 times 3/8. Now I'm looking for two numbers, a numerator and a denominator. It can't be two numerators. It cannot be two denominators. It must be a top and a bottom number. So I see the 4 and the 8 having a common factor, which would be 4. So 4 divided by 4 would be 1. 8 divided by 4 would be 2. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply. 1 times 3 equals 3. 5 times 2 equals 10. Okay. You can see examples like this on the notes that I passed out to you. Now something else that I think would be very helpful is, what do you do when you multiply a fraction with a whole number? Very simple. You're going to take this whole number and you're going to change it into a fraction. So my 1/3 still stays 1/3. Now for a whole number, all you have to do is put that whole number over the number 1. And what that's saying is your denominator tells you how many pieces make the whole. So here it's saying 1 piece makes 1 whole. I have 2 pieces, so that must mean I have 2 whole items. Okay, this does not change the value of this number. This still says 2. It's an improper fraction. And then we just go ahead and we multiply. 1 times 2 is 2. 3 times 1 is 3. Let's do another one. 3/4 times, let's say, 2. I'm going to do 3/4 times 2/1. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and multiply. That's going to be 6/4. I can reduce that by dividing both the top and bottom by 2, which is going to be 3/2. And that's an improper fraction, so I'm going to change that improper fraction to a mixed number. How many times can 2 go into 3? 1 time. 3 take away 2, 1 left over, denominator is the same. You might say, hey, Miss Bailey, we can also do that by canceling. So if we have 3/4 times 2/1, I could say 2 and 4 both have a common factor of 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So 3 times 1 is 3. 2 times 1 is 2. Change that to a mixed number, 1 and 1/2. I hope that this is helpful to you. You can use your textbook to do extra practice and support.